Throughout our book, there have been many overarching themes, inequality being the foremost of all of them. Inequality, stereotypes, and norms don't appear out of thin air overnight. They are perpetuated by institutions and media. Many stereotypes have lessened over time. So for this video, we decided to highlight race and gender in media. The first in media, particularly ads. The first half of this clip focuses on ads in the Saturday Evening Post, an issue from March 4th, 1950, and a Life issue from March 6th, 1944. Both magazines are from key points in history, so while one is full of digs on the Japanese, the other not so subtly finds a conspiracy in everything. A couple of weeks ago, we learned many media outlets never outright tell you what to think, but you spend to lead you toward an opinion. Both the Babes in the Black Forest article and the, quote, Your War with Japan, end quote, article use incendiary language and underhandedly tell you to feel one way or another. I would also like to point out the prices of these magazines. Holy crap, none of them even reach a whole 20 cents. This image apparently shows us a completely nonpartisan look at what a Japanese person truly looks like. Notice the height compared to his white, most likely American male counterpart. Store Porter has the immense privilege of not being white and being on film simultaneously. Of the 10 plus magazines I looked through for this assignment, his is the only photograph of any skin color besides sun deprived white. At that, his photo is only included because he's a key witness in the case the article covers. Here we see a white couple fantasizing about domestic life after Corporal Clark is released from duty. He's fantasizing about watching her in the kitchen cleaning dishes while he, maybe, dries them. And she's shattering his hopes and dreams by saying she wants to buy a dishwasher. But of course she wants the fanciest, shiniest dishwasher because this is an ad. In this ad, a young wife and her daughter are extremely thrilled because three strapping young men have installed a lovely TV in their home. Watch as the husband is completely happy as he provides for his family, who normally stays in the kitchen. This ad, using the Maharaja as a point of selling their product, is the average depiction of anyone of any sort of skin color in any of these magazines. This ad is my favorite because this young Mexican boy is absolutely astounded by the marvel that is the American train. Not like he's seen 8 million already. The ad, by the way, starts with CCC Chico and then goes on to talk about how romantic the American Southwest is.
Hi, this is Brittany, and I'm going to be kind of taking over the second half of the video. And what we have just seen is some unfortunate representations of race and gender from the past. And although they shape our history, I would like to look at some of the more current representations of race and gender we might see now. Sort of a racism and sexism current events. I just picked a few images, probably of many, to highlight, mostly because they're current and they surprised me. This first one, you can see, well, these first two images actually that you'll be seeing are of Beyonce, arguably one of the most beautiful women in modern pop culture. Probably 2 degrees short of perfection, and you can kind of see throughout time she has been lightened in different ad campaigns, and which is really unfortunate and really strange to see. So, like, basically a really beautiful black woman who is, I don't know, the representation of beauty being sort of anglicized or whitened to be more commercial, or whatever the reason is. Some people could argue that that's not what's happening, that it's the lighting, or whatever, but I think if you look at it objectively, it's pretty easy to see that she is being made to look more Caucasian, which is really sad because that sort of instills this idea that that's the ideal beauty, which it's really not. This next image is actually a short clip of a Cheerios commercial that came out several months ago, maybe half a year ago, about an interracial family. It was probably one of the first commercials that I can remember that depicted an interracial family. And the first time I watched it, I didn't really think anything of it besides cute kid, and that's pretty funny. Dad got Cheerios all over him. If you haven't seen it, basically what happens is the little girl comes up to mom and is like, "Are Cheerios good for your heart?" And then it flashes over to her African American father sleeping on the couch with a whole bunch of Cheerios on his chest because little lady says it's good for daddy's heart, and which is really cute. But there was a whole ton of racist backlash for this commercial. I mean, comments that are just awful about like references to Nazis and I mean, there was like, this commercial makes me want to vomit, and ultimately Cheerios and YouTube had to shut down the comments portion for this video so that people couldn't make more terrible comments on it, which is just really it was shocking to me to be 2013 and have these sort of reactions to something that is relatively accepted and commonplace in our society anymore. If you haven't seen this commercial yet, I will create a link for it, and you should go watch it. It's pretty silly, the reaction that people had to this video, and it says a lot about how racism, I mean, all of these last images say a lot about how Americans still deal with race and even gender to an extent in American society to this day. And this very last image happened very recently, and it has to do with Obamacare. And regardless of your feelings about the Obamacare rollout and website, this is an ad that was released for the Colorado website, and it's basically depicting this woman as being really happy that she can get free birth control because now she can go and have sex with this like hot guy next to her, and how easy it makes her, and which is really strange because it basically says the only reason why women get birth control is because now they can have free, guilt-free sex, and which basically says that women who get birth control are sluts and not responsible people trying to plan for their future families or not wanting to have families or trying to do the responsible thing with their bodies and their lives. Instead, it's no, women who want birth control are sluts and want to have sex with everyone. And that's something that Republicans got really raked over the coals over in the past election about sort of their views on women's reproductive rights and birth control. That was a big talking point in a lot of the elections last year, and now we're having a actual Democrat rollout for the new Obamacare websites in Colorado, and here they are perpetuating the same nonsense. So these are just a few things that I picked that I thought were relatively interesting and shocking and terrible about how race and gender is still represented in America today, and how some of the things that we saw earlier in the film from Marissa still resonate and are a part of our lives. So thank you.